Facebook. Did you share it?
So, the views and opinions of hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect the views and opinions of other hosts or guests. Viewer discretion is advised.
Get out your goddamn feelings. Respectfully.
So they just gonna have to be in their feelings tonight because we got some shit to talk about. Like
Absolutely.
all this bullshit of the day, and really just the bullshit of the week.
Well, before we start the bullshit, I just wanted to say shout out to the person that did my hair because I'm able to freely, you know what I'm saying, wearing it freely, freely, you know what I mean. So I'm just, yes,
I'm glad you got your hair done too, girl. Because I was worried about you. I didn't know what was going to happen, girl.
Look, I was worried about my damn self. Look, I'm still not 100%. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting me. Look,
I was just a little bit where I love you to pieces. I promise you, I do.
Don't start.
I love you. I
do. Don't start your shit. That's right there for you. I didn't have time to gift wrap this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just send it to you without a basket. Okay.
That's how we feeling.
Yeah, that's
on the live. Before
we get started before we get started into all of this bullshit, which I was getting caught up because I had so much other stuff going on. We have a very special guest, and there is a reason that people will start understanding why I have these guests on in the order that I have. We talked to my baby bro, my brother from another mother, my heart, my baby brother, Joe Black. We talked to him last week, which got really real, really quick. So it's only fair to bring someone else in who does not do, draw and just goes ahead and just tells you how it is. But at the same time, likes to play the devil's advocate. She is just not your ordinary woman. She is a woman who knows her shit. She is by far one of the most amazing female commentators that I have seen in the game today. You can try to at me. I'll tell you, go fuck yourself respectfully. She knows her shit. On top of that, she doesn't take no shit. And she is called Miss What That Mouth Do for a reason. And we will definitely get into that so soon. But it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you by far one of the dopest African-American female commentators in this wrestling business today. She is also by far, if you ever watch AWE or you watch TWE or you watch any show that has to do with Tennessee and you hear a voice that sounds familiar, it's Mika. It's Mika. It's her right there. So once again, it is by my distinct pleasure and honor to present my sister, who I love so dearly. And the girls is out in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chi-Town's own Miss Mika Villas.
Yay! I have never been more happy, proud, embarrassed, and ready to go, but ready to just go ahead and stay here and take it than just in this actual moment right here, right now. Holy crap, that was great. And you managed to put me so over that I don't even think I should say anything else. I might just totally ruin all that. Good gosh.
It's what that mouth do. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't either.
Yeah,
I'm trying so hard not to be pervert right now. Okay.
Please it's kind of hard not to, considering I was told to dress appropriately for this interview. And then she throws that in there, and I'm just like, wow. Right. I mean, it is.
How are you doing?
I am. I'm here. I want to say I'm great. I'm well. It's the day and the age we live in that, we wake up every morning and any day above ground is a good day. But then we get curveballs thrown at us and we have to kind of reevaluate our standings in the world to make sure that we are on point. So I'm on point today. I know I am. So I don't know about the rest of the world. Some of them not so much, but I'm on point today. And how about you guys?
Today been
We're good.
one big curveball.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care if you play baseball, softball, t-ball, stickball. Today's curveball, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, 5 o'clock this morning. I started with this, and I'm not quite done with it. But
Listen, me and Tevin got off work. Did not hear anything about it because we get off work and we go straight home and just try to relax. As I'm sitting there, just scrolling through Facebook, minding my black ass business, I see everybody in the Georgia indie wrestling scene get mad, just fired up. Everybody I'm friends with just gets fired the hell up, and I'm like, what the hell done happened, y'all? It's still like 10 o'clock in the morning. What the hell done happened this fast?
Right, like who killed Waffle House this morning? Because that's the only reaction that you could possibly think.
It's so early. What's going on? And then, of course, I see the video. Tevin and I already said most of our piece about it. Of course, new shit has come out since we've said our piece, but Lala and Mika, I don't know if you both have had the opportunity. All right, then.
She over there just a cackling.
I'm assuming that she's playing her Nintendo Switch.
So like, and
what's happening?
Let's get this situated. I do not, and I repeat, I do not have a Nintendo Switch. Well, first off, I was checking on my best friend. He's in the heavens somewhere, doing what he does best, and that's breaking limits. So real quick, shout out to my best friend and my tag team partner, the God No Limit, Mike Cobb. Dabbed on him. Shout out to EOW. Dabbed on him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dark Cloud. Dabbed on him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Market Out Boys. Millie.
Appreciate that.
Dab on him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shout out to Danny. I gotta put him on. I love Danny. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AWE. We're good. Yo, I just want y'all to know, I came to the conclusion, seeing that I'm feeling a lot better. We gotta get together, and we have to do this Don't Rush challenge. Okay, like I might have to order some more contacts, but I'm down for it. That means
that's
you
what you were
can't just
laughing
be
at,
titties working, Jordan.
What happened? I didn't.
I just got one question. I got one question. Can Brian be in the video?
Yes, I always
don't know Brian. This is Brian.
I don't have the patience for y'all. I do not have the patience for y'all and y'all time.
Wait, did you introduce Brian? Did you introduce Brian, Mika? Did you?
Brian has been introduced.
Mika,
I see Brian.
Mika, that's Brian.
Yes, she's seen Brian.
I come up with Brian. We down. We boys right now. Me and Brian. We peas in the pod.
Okay, so now here's my thing. I have been taking care of my family and getting everything situated, so everything is good for when this craziness starts to lift. I can go back to Tennessee and keep fucking up the church's money. So I have not been on Facebook. But lo and behold, I get on Facebook for 2 seconds. And ding, 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 first thing pops up. We're going to make a nigga. I'll say, I'm sorry, we're going to do what? What am I watching? What in the fuck did I just playing, right? And so, because here's the thing. I saw the post from Jesus Rodriguez. Shout out to my boy Jesus Rodriguez. Everybody knows him as Ricardo Rodriguez. But he was like, what was that kid thinking? I don't care, especially him being, trained by A.R. Fox. And I was like, wait, what the fuck am I missing? What have I missed? And then I just looked and I saw it and I was like, oh no, bro. Like, in what world did you think that you was gonna post something on TikTok and nobody was gonna see it? when you've been seeing. It's a pandemic, you dickhead. Everybody's gonna see it. We ain't doing nothing but on fucking TikTok and Instagram. Which, by the way, I don't know if y'all have heard this, but this doesn't have anything to do with racism. But I just want to tell y'all, I am weak by Little Bootsy. Little Bootsy has been by far super entertaining. Okay, Polyglot, put the pussy on.
That has been a phrase we've been saying all day.
Mika, I'm telling you, I want, if you want to make your friend smile, like, don't even say nothing. Just call your friend and, like, you know, and just let them answer and be like, how are you doing? And be like, oh, you know, I'm hanging in there. Put your pussy lips on live and I give you $1,000.
Oh, God.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
But
so walk with us.
Yeah. So Mika, you've been watching it like we have. What's your take on everything?
So again, I got this way early this morning, like 5 o'clock this morning, and literally it was the first thing that woke me up. I got this, and I looked and I was like, this has got to be a joke. This cannot be real. And as I watched, and as I was just, I don't have the proper words. I was floored. I was taken aback. I was completely and utterly sad, disgusted, upset, and angry, because this is something that is a black eye on independent wrestling, especially in the Georgia area. This is something, I don't care whether this is a child, because people are saying, oh, youth is a factor because the two individuals in the video are teenagers or what have you. Racism is not something that you're born with. It's something that's learned. It's a learned behavior. And this is clearly something, whether they did it 2 minutes ago, 2 years ago, this is something that they wholeheartedly believe. This is not something that they just came up with spur of the moment and said, hey, this will be funny. No, they took, I watched you guys' video early. They took their time. They did write out things. They made sure that they did, you know, the proper video editing techniques and all this other stuff. This was upsetting because I like to think that, especially in wrestling, everybody gets along, because you have to have a certain trust when you step in that ring with the person that you are working with or against. Pull back the curtain a little bit. If you're facing somebody, y'all intent is not to hurt, it's to put on a show. So to have someone training and to see that this is what they believe and this is what they feel, and to go, my God, this is in my backyard. I'm not in Georgia right now, but this is my backyard. I feel that this child needs discipline. Everybody's like, oh, whoop his ass, whoop his ass, whoop his ass. It's more than an ass whooping. An ass whooping should be actually coming. Pardon my French, because I don't typically curse. An ass whooping should absolutely come.
Ass whooping. He need to get beat up. Need to get arrested.
It's more than that. Because again, it's not just him. It's not just her. Again, it's his parents, it's his family, it's his friends, it's his circle. That entire circle needs. I said it on a site. I went to the school's website that these kids go to, and I said, what are you doing to make sure that this diversity or this kind of reaction doesn't continue in your community, in your school? Because it's not just these two, it's prevalent. And the fact that it's in wrestling makes it even worse, because he's not the only one in wrestling as such. He's the latest one. And that is a problem.
Well, I just literally just seen the comments, because like I said, I've been catching up since I been on with y'all. So I saw with the Jay's brother responds and tried to say that he got hacked and it was uploaded and he's not racist, and they have They have a lot of black friends that they love with all their heart. Okay,
Oh,
with
you
all
know.
their heart.
Oh, of
And
course,
now I just
of
see,
course.
and now I just see the girlfriend responded. Like her comments was, "No, I'm not sorry. What do y'all want me to say? The hell. At least my dad can pay to have this whole thing to go away, which is more than I can say for you fatherless Negroes." Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that, and it's weird. It's weird to read that, and I'm
I'm gonna just
just
drink my zero sugar, zero
I'm
calorie,
beside
zero
myself.
caffeine,
I'm
zero
I'm
beside
sugar.
gonna
myself because I'm sorry, Miki. Go ahead.
no, I'm gonna be honest. Honestly, I really don't think that that's the girl's account. I think somebody made a burner account and did that just because. Yes, these kids are stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid. With the fact that they are no longer high school students, they're no longer going to the Carrollton City schools. I'm gonna put that school on blast. Carrollton City High School. I reached out to them because they made a statement and said that the kids are no longer students there, but they didn't say that they were expelled. They just said they were no longer students, which means one of two things: either the kids graduated, dropped out, or you asked them to withdraw. I have it on authority that the boy's dad is in law enforcement. Really? Georgia? Racism, you don't say? That means that
No.
again, learned behaviors. We need to look into his father, his whole circle again, because this is not an isolated incident or an isolated occurrence with these kids thinking this is funny. This is something that they know, something that they believe, something that they were taught, something that the school is helping to perpetuate, because again, they're not putting a foot down and saying, yes, we expel them. They don't go here anymore. We won't allow them to go here. They put this pansy statement out, the weakest thing I've ever seen. And I know press releases, guys. This was a weak press release to try to
Yes.
save face. And I'm like, I'm not going to stand for it. I don't think anybody should stand for it. I think that everybody should be upset, and there should be nobody at all trying to defend anything these people said. Point blank.
I speaking of, because she said, she has her sources. I have a source too, and speaking of sources, WWA 4 did release a statement saying we at the WWA 4 do not condone racism. As of 4/16/2020, Jeffrey Humes, if I'm not saying his name, I don't give a fuck, aka Jay Hunter, WWA 4 membership was terminated. We pride ourselves on being diverse, welcoming everyone. We are utterly disappointed, appalled, and disgusted. We welcome all race, sexes, religions, and creeds. And I've been at WWA 4, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's a mixture, you know what I'm saying, of everybody there, So this is one thing that like we talked about before, with the same thing with groups and stables. When you're a part of a group, you have to take in context that it's no longer about you. You're not just representing yourself. You're representing yourself and that group that you're a part of. So if you act fucking stupid, it's going to make your whole group look bad as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think that people don't understand and get. And this is one of those examples. It's like, the school has something to do with it, but because this dude is from there, all that attention is going automatically to them. And it's not cool because you want to be a fuckhead. It's not cool at all. Not cool.
It blew my mind that you would say this and you have these feelings, whatever the case may be, whether, like I said earlier, whether it was 2 years ago or yesterday. It blows my mind that you think this way, but went to a Black-owned and operated wrestling school.
That part.
It blows my mind that you are in company of so many Black wrestlers at that school and alumni. You're in company of so many Black people. How I want to say, how do you do it? But to say that would be that I don't understand. Racists are often narcissists as well. They don't care. Most of them don't care about anybody outside of themselves. So it would be easy. It would be easy, at least enough to fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Um, and like I said earlier, there's plenty of people who say, oh, he's a kid and, this, that, and the third. We're talking about him in the context of him being a professional wrestler, because that's what this platform is. That's what we are all a part of.
Let's kind of pull back on that professional wrestler, because he was training to be a professional wrestler. He was a trainee. He was not released where his trainer was. I'm going to speak a little bit out of turn here. I don't think Fox was sending him out or saying that, yes, you are trained by me. You can go out and do shows or what have you. This kid was still in training and trying to become a wrestler. Professional was out the window, because clearly a professional in any avenue, walk of life, but especially wrestling, would not be racist or would not have these views and come out and be stupid enough to just say them. Like, people are going to believe what they're going to believe. Again, there are plenty of people who are racist. I'm not saying it's right, but they keep it under wraps. They don't go broadcasting. They don't do videos. They don't pull the hood off in the middle of downtown USA, waving their, rebel flag and burning crosses. They keep it to themselves, and it is what it is. But again, this one felt so comfortable that he could do it. And yes, he went to a black operated school because he felt comfortable going there. Probably, again, like you said, a narcissist thinking that I'll go and I'll learn whatever I can from them, but I'm going to be better anyway. It's the mindset of people who get into this comfortable zone where they can just say and do anything, where they think they're invincible. They think things like this are not going to touch them. Well, hello, this is 2020. It's a new day and age. It should absolutely positively touch you. When I say, and Lala said earlier, I'm usually devil's advocate. And usually I am. But in this particular case,
she really
I cannot.
Oh my gosh, she really is.
Because I don't stand for the ignorance. It's really ignorance, no matter how you slice it. I don't say the N-word. You could say the N-word. I don't care about an A, a hard R, or anything to that effect. I don't say it because the connotation of the word, and no matter what form you use it, to me is blatantly disrespectful and racist no matter who says it. It's ignorance, and I don't stand for ignorance. This is ignorance on a level that in this day and age we should not stand for. Destroy this life because it's already a waste. That's where I'm standing.
And I don't think any of us could have wrapped that portion up any better than that. So we're not going to spend our whole time talking about
just
that.
Sitting over here with my waters.
We're not going to spend all our time this whole episode talking about that dude, because we want to get to know Mika as well. So as far as that goes, that's pretty much that. It is what it is at this point. So Mika, because before we started, I said I don't think we've been formally introduced before. So how did you get started in the indie wrestling scene? What's kind of the story of Mika Villas?
Oh my God, the story of Mika Villas. You got like 1,250 hours. Well, first and foremost, of course, I'm a wrestling fan. That's what I will always say I am. Number one, foremost, before anything else. I've been a fan of wrestling for 850 years, since I was a child. I've watched so much wrestling from, of course, the modern and the indie, but back I got some VHS history under my belt where I've watched old school wrestling, Vern Gagne, Fritz Von Erichs, and all this other stuff. Like, that was kind of my thing with my dad. Like, we used to watch wrestling together. And so me being a huge tomboy, wanting to go out there and do what I saw, didn't quite happen that way. But if you can't tell, I'm kind of talky. I do talk. I'm very well spoken, as people like to say, which is horrible.
Oh my God.
which is horrible, because everybody's well spoken, but being a female in and around wrestling, hanging out at training schools, just kind of knowing guys and girls in the business, it was one of the things where I was in a crowd and I was doing commentary standing ringside, just kind of calling things, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're good." And I'm like, "I'm a goof and I'm a little bit inebriated. Let's stop playing." But I'm being honest. I'm being honest. But lo and behold, I kind of, had enough with me where they were like, "Hey, would you like to do some commentary?" And I was like, "Absolutely, sure." So kind of started doing commentary, and then after that, just like doing everything except for doing what Lala does. You will not see me get in the ring and wrestle because that hurts. I am not that. I am built well, but not well enough for that. But just any and everything that I can to help the business, because this is something that I grew up loving and wanting to help and be a part of, and now I kind of get to do that. So you name it, I do it. Some people call me the office because there are a lot of southern indie promotions where I know the bookers, the promoters, the talent, and I know talent just kind of from all over, and I'll say, "Hey, this person will be a great fit," or "I saw this person, you should check them out," or "I watched your match, this is good, do this," blah blah blah. So I kind of, I don't know, unconventional way to get in the business, but I'm here and I just want to make it better for everybody.
It's very interesting. I do have a question. What is your favorite part of doing commentary?
My favorite part of doing commentary, honestly, I want to be able to tell the story that people may miss based on them not following a particular promotion. Because some promotions don't do weeks in TV like WWE, where you follow the storyline back to back to back to back. If I can kind of somehow tell the story, the story of that person, I'll talk to the guys and girls beforehand and say, "What are we doing in this match? Who are you? Your character, so to speak. What are you trying to convey during your match? Is there something that you do that is special, or is there something that you've got even coming up, not even with this particular show, maybe something you're working on?" And I want people to be able to look at this person and see the work in the ring, but know the story behind why this person is doing what they're doing. Why are they good? Why are they bad? Why am I amazed when I watch so much wrestling and go, "I've literally never seen this before"? I really want them to say and understand, like, seriously, I've never seen this before, and I watch a lot of wrestling. So it's telling that story and making sure that I'm not taking away from it. I'm not trying to get myself over on commentary. I don't need to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm so cute, I'm so this." It's not about me. I don't. I do interviews like this and I'm like weirded out because I'm used to being on the other side of this, asking questions of people because I want them to be able again to tell their story. I don't feel that, especially on commentary, my story is important at all. It's not about me. It's not about me being there. I'm just a guide along the way to the full story in front of you in the ring.
So I would imagine in doing commentary and everything else that you do, because I know that you do a number of things. What has been y'all, Mika be out here working, in case y'all didn't know. What is
I'd be like,
what has been your favorite match to do commentary?
Oh my gosh, my favorite. That's unfair because they're all good. Like oh, my alarm's going off. It's time for me to wake up. I'm gonna put over a match.
Story in that too.
I'm gonna put over a match before she buries me, and not just because she is a hostess of this show, but because it was a really good match. There was a match at Crux Wrestling in Chattanooga, where Ruthless Lala took on. Hey, you know what I'm about to say, don't ya?
I can't wait to bury you. I can't wait to bury you.
Oh boy!
I can't wait. Go ahead.
What was her name? Billy? I can't remember her last name. Billy Starks. Billy Starks. Ruthless Lala took on Billy Starks.
Shout out to Billy Starks. Love you, Billy Starks.
Shout out to Billy Starks.
I love you. I love you. Okay.
So our commentary
Respectfully.
that night was kind of like a round robin, kind of rotating in and out. So I jumped on commentary to do this match, and I was doing commentary, and gosh, help me, I can't remember his name right now because I'm not inebriated. Usually, when I'm a little inebriated, I'm like factoids. But jumped on commentary, and he said,
Dylan, right?
"No, it wasn't Dylan. It was the other gentleman, the older gentleman. I'll know his name later, and I'm sorry, forgive me. But anyway, because he blew my name anyway, so let's not blow his name now by not saying it. Anyway, he said Billy Starks is only 15 years old.
She was 14 at the time.
Oh, 14. I'm sorry. He said, she's only 14 years old. And I paused. I've seen Lala work before. I know Lala is going to uncork a lariat, as she does. And I said, 14 years old, as Lala, in this point in the match, starts to beat this child like she is her own. And I did scream, 14 years old, but at this point, Lala doesn't know how old this child is. And she is beating her like a grown man. And I'm sitting there on commentary, and part of me wants to just run to the ring and stop this beating because this is unfair. This is somebody's child. But
I'm sorry, but this sounds like a lady version of the mass transit.
Exactly. But I sit there and I said, man, Billy Starks better get her parent, her mother, her daddy, her sister, her brother, everybody better come here and save this child from this. And it was too late. That lariat happened.
By the way, her father was taking pictures.
Yes, her father was there, her mother was there, her family was there.
I'm so sorry.
But Lala proceeds to uncork that lariat on that child. And I said, oh, she's dead. It was over. I had never witnessed, and growing up in a family like mine, we got disciplined and we watched others get disciplined because you didn't play that. If you did something wrong, you got your butt whooped. I've seen discipline. I really have. The discipline that was laid out when that girl hit that lariat on her and that child was laid out, I was like, she just killed her. She just killed other people's children. This is what they say. It takes a village. You killed that damn girl and you know you did. But that was one of my favorites because after the match is when she found out how old she was. And the look on her face was, I'm sure the look on mine.
I feel like making this podcast may have been like a bad mistake. Everybody is
listen, because from this show on, from this show on, we're getting stories, ma'am. Be ready. We're getting stories. Like every week
at this point,
we are pulling stories out of people.
Absolutely.
So, what is your favorite Ruthless Lala moment? I'm telling you,
that's a great story to ask. That's great. You should.
We're getting all the stories, ma'am. Mika gave us this idea. We're getting all the stories now.
You're welcome. You can have that one.
Everybody has a story.
I want you to remember this day, okay? I want you to remember this day. So when everything else start coming at you, you be like, what did I do? I just want you to remember this day.
It's all in love. Look, it's all in love.
See, no.
I used to can.
No. But
now I cannot.
I'm done.
No, that. First of all, that's really funny to think about because I didn't see that match, but the thought, I know Lala and I know Billy. Like I've seen her wrestle too, so just the thought of that lariat going through Billy
killed the child.
That did something.
Killed a child. It's on IWTV, Crux Wrestling. But I can plug and say you can use codes for 5 days free.
Yes, go to IWTV.
That was
somebody's code.
No, because hold on. If we're going to talk about this show, we're going to talk about the real reason of this show. And that real reason of the show is, and this will go, and you can research it. I don't care who's ever watching this. I am the only wrestler to ever be in a death match in the same ring with Matt Tremont and not get touched. So, fuck everybody else, okay? Fuck all y'all. Okay,
That's
and
how you
I knocked off Kerry Awful's head. Yes, I knocked Kerry Awful's head clean, smooth the fuck off.
We expect Carrie to die. We didn't expect Billy to die.
I mean, right? Like it's Paula Billy.
It's a child. Good Lord.
Paula Billy like that.
America's Most Wanted. It just John Walsh. Where you at?
Okay. I didn't even know. Okay. What we're not about to do is make this about me. That's what we're not about.
May I ask what you're doing here?
Sir.
You may have not known me.
Make me hit you. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Children, please. Listen.
I'm with Dayline NBC. My name is Seven Wilkins. Let me pull up this YouTube catalog.
Oh my god!
So this match here is with 14-year-old Billy Starks. Did you
I'm
know
not
that
dealing with either one of y'all anymore. I'm not dealing with either one of y'all anymore.
You took her straight to Lariatville and beat a whole New York. Is that a real place?
Oh my god! I'm not dealing with either one of y'all. I'm not dealing with either one of y'all.
I'm sorry, Jordan. My apologies, Jordan. I started this mess. I'm so sorry.
Look, I was going to say, Mickey, you see what you started? You can't get it doesn't work.
It's okay though. No, it's okay. It's okay though, because I have a nice little exercise from Mika since she's here, and she likes to, which wait till you hear about why she's called what that mouth is. Okay,
God,
we're gonna wait.
We got past
That's
that.
the story that I want to hear.
No, we did.
Not even that good.
Please do tell.
Oh, no.
Do tell.
So you know what? Real quick then. Okay. If you don't believe me, take Mika out to by far the dopest chicken wing spot and buy Mika some wings. And when I tell you, my God, whoa, in the building.
Hey Jordan, pass the rock. I gotta shoot my shot.
Never had a chance.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Did you say the wings never had a chance?
I never had a chance.
You know what? I can't with y'all. I can't. The wings never had a chance. I cannot.
What away? See, what happened was.
Hey Jordan, pass me the basketball. Pass me the basketball. I gotta shoot my shot. Hey, listen.
He says 2020. It's 2020.
I got Wingstop is right down the street from my location. I can take you there. I got coupons. I got promo codes.
Oh my God, coupons and promo codes. Hold on.
Listen.
Hashtag coupons and promo codes.
Hold on now.
I remember like all of us getting wings. It was me, Mika, and it was Chip Day. And like we got those wings. And look, bro, when I tell you them wings.
I hate y'all.
You know what's funny?
Her mouth ain't got nothing on Thanos snap, okay? Let's put that out there, okay?
On Thanos snap?
Respectfully.
On his
Thanos
snap?
Ain't nothing. Look at Jordan's eyes. Look at. Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of wings were they? Because I'm interested.
Oh, remember?
Mickey, you like wings? I'm just asking.
Listen, if we want to talk about perpetuating stereotypes, I don't eat watermelon, but apparently chicken wings are my jam. Okay, so there's that.
Listen to me. I feel like chicken wings are like little blessings. They are like
I feel like
things
this.
go
I don't
so
eat chicken
wrong.
wings in public anymore, okay? Just because,
Oh,
things,
You,
people.
but the funny
Hey,
part
listen,
about that
it's
she
cool.
would
We
get
is,
a
can order
ticket.
takeout.
If
We can
there was
order
a
takeout.
law
It's
against it,
okay.
she would be locked the fuck up. Do you hear me?
but the
It would
funny
be
part about
public
that is,
exposure. It'll be everything wrong. It'll be decent exposure. Like it'll be everything. Like in the chicken wing community, they have her picture and they say if you see this woman,
Just
run.
hang it up.
Like this
Hang
shit
it
is
up.
serious. She's serious.
the funny thing
She's
about that
serious.
is, at some point in time within the past like year or so, I feel like I've seen something about Mika and some chicken wings.
Oh God, you
It
have,
was
you have.
like it was just like a random tweet or something but it was something about Mika with some chicken wings. It had to be just
Yeah.
like a random like tweet that I seen, because this
There,
actually sounds kind of
there,
familiar
there
to
have been
me.
people who have witnessed this. Unfortunately,
Yes.
WrestleCade. I go
Spylight.
to WrestleCade every year, and apparently, I shut
We
down
need
a
to go to
whole
WrestleCade
gathering
this year, okay? When it
eating
gets up,
A
chicken
whole
wings.
y'all gonna
gather.
get
Oh,
together
really?
and we gonna go.
You
Yes,
can
we
shut
gonna
down the
go and we gonna have
Wingstop
a
down here. We
blast.
can probably get some free
Hey,
wings.
hey, listen to me. Listen to me.
Kevin, you and this Wingstop
WrestleCade.
date is not
Look,
gonna happen.
hey, listen to
You
me.
don't know that.
Hey,
Shh.
listen to
Ha ha
listen to me.
ha
Listen to me.
ha.
WrestleCade, we're gonna have the Ruthless Realness podcast at WrestleCade, and we're gonna be live at whatever chicken wing joint it is. And I need y'all to experience this live. And the chicken wings are on Tevin because Tevin said he already ready. He's shooting his shot.
Mika, I will bring my bow tie.
He got hashtag coupons and promo codes.
He said,
Oh,
Tevin got coupons
See,
and
I
promo
told
codes.
you. Hey, you
Mika,
shoot your
wait,
shot,
and
that
pause,
thing will
Mika, are
switch.
you
You
sharing
dig?
this on your Twitter and your Facebook and letting people know that we're like talking about what that mouth do with you right now? Because if you're not,
I,
I'm very upset.
I'm frozen and just, yeah. I'm
Make sure you
sorry.
put hashtag TRRP.
I'm gonna go to
Hashtag
my Facebook
TRRP.
You
and
wanna know
and
Hashtag
hope for the
coupons
best.
and
go
promo
ahead and
codes.
get you some
Coupons and
And
promo codes.
hashtag dirty water.
Oh
dirty
Oh,
Lord.
water.
Lord, please have a dirty water.
Hashtag dirty water.
Oh
Listen,
gosh.
I cannot believe it's like we're here. It's like we're here and the rails are way over here. Like we're off the rails
We
because
passed them hoes a long time ago.
I
They
see.
don't
Like I
exist
had some stuff
anymore.
I wanted to. I had some stuff I wanted to ask Mika. Being a commentator, about being
I'm
a woman
sorry.
doing the commentator.
I'm
We've
sorry.
gotten
My
on chicken
Well, go
apologies.
ahead,
wings. I
ask her
haven't
if she's
eaten
still
dinner. I'm
there. My
hungry,
bad.
but I'm so hungry now. So,
For them chicken wings.
Yes.
and I really want some
You,
of
you
the
know
dirty
what's
chicken wings
funny?
now.
Like, well, you know what's funny? Because I love doing commentary too. So it'd be amazing to do commentary
I
live
want
with
Mika
Mika
and
someday.
Evan to do
That's gonna be on my
commentary
bucket list.
with some
We
chicken wings.
with some
That's what
chicken
I
wings.
want.
I will
Bring
for
bring
sure.
alcohol
For
and chicken
sure.
wings. We're golden. We're gonna be the new
Alcohol
Hey,
and
dream
chicken
listen,
team of
Bring
wings.
that
comedy. That's
give
it.
me a red
tequila.
blazer.
Bring
Give me a
tequila.
red blazer, and I will kick it old school. I will kick it old school.
Oh yes. I'm down with that. A red blazer.
You know
Okay.
what? I'm just gonna be there to film the whole thing. I'm filming y'all. I'm not even filming the show. I'm just gonna film y'all,
I'm okay
cut
with you
that
shooting
up,
your
let
shot.
that
You know
be.
what I'm saying?
Wow.
Let
Hey, that
that
jump shot went like
that would be a show in and of itself.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Go ahead and ask
so,
me your questions because
because
I have a little quick round for Mika. But you go ahead and ask your question. I'm
oh
still
Lord.
getting it together.
Oh,
So
I'm
Mika,
scared.
ready.
what is it that what is it that pushes you to keep doing what you do? Because like I said, people may not know it. You do a lot.
What pushes me?
So
I honestly want to make wrestling, the business of wrestling, easier, better, because there's a lot of promotions throughout the, especially the independent world, and they don't treat everything as a business, or their business aspects or things that fall by the wayside that they don't really think about. And in my other life, I run businesses. I'm used to being and hands-on with multi-million-dollar decisions, and I want the business aspect of it to flow, not just for the promotions that I work with, but for the guys and the girls as well, because it is more than just wrestling. It's more than sports entertainment. It's more than just lacing up a pair of boots, putting on some tights, and going into, do what you do. There's so much behind the scenes that takes place that you need to be aware of. There's contracts on the indie level that can be utilized, and if you've never seen a contract before, to look at it is pretty daunting, to look at the wording, especially if you've got somebody good or you've got an actual lawyer drawing up these things. People just don't understand. And even on a next level basis, I've looked at some of these things and talked to some of these guys and girls and said, do you know what you're signing? Do you understand what this means? And just try to kind of get people a little more, I don't want to say smart, because it's not that they're not smart, but just to give somebody or give people a person that they can come to, that they can trust, and an avenue that they can go down and have those questions that they can ask and go, in this situation, what would you do? Or, we've got this company coming to us and wants to do this with us, and this is the contract. Or should we do a contract? Should we do just a handshake? Because a lot of handshakes happen in this business, and that's how it goes. That's cool and all, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a piece of paper, legal paper, notarized, drawn up properly, those handshakes turn into middle fingers and you're left out in the cold. No matter who you are, no matter how good you are, how much content you have, and what have you. So my business acumen, I want to help bring to the table so people can utilize that and understand that I'm here. I'm a tool, so to speak. I'm a tool for you to utilize and to help you grow your business. I'm not going to be in the ring growing your business, putting butts in seats. I'm going to be protecting that back end, that asset portion of it, where when you make the money, you take the money and somebody's not coming with a handout going, oh, you didn't do this, so bam, I'm going to take everything you made and hit the hills with it, from either standpoint, from a wrestler standpoint or a promotion standpoint.
I think that's really necessary, because unfortunately you do, even in today's world, hear about so many independent wrestlers getting getting the shaft from wherever, whomever, simply because they thought that a handshake was enough. You know what I mean? Tevin and I have learned in our very short time in this business, handshakes don't mean much of anything if you're just dealing with the wrong people. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, in this business, there's a lot of wrong people. There are a lot of people in this business who probably should not be in this business.
There's carnies. I mean, that's where wrestling goes. People go back to the old school. They're carnies. They're out to fool you. They're out to make you believe something. So it's not that you can't trust somebody and just take a handshake, because that's in the business world. Well, before Corona, handshakes were a sign of we're going to do good business together. But you also have to remember that handshake was just to finalize something, but that ink on paper was the real deal. Your handshake and your verbal are lovely, lovely things, but your actual ink to paper to pen, you signed this, and this, and these were our terms. That's where it goes. So it's hard to come away from that, because you still have people who are old school in that sense, where that's how they were trained, that's how they were raised in the business, to just do business based on good faith and brotherhood. Lovely sentiments, but at the end of the day, the business portion of things, if it's not done correctly, you're going to see that brotherhood dissolve right before your eyes, and there's nobody to blame but yourself. I don't want to see anybody lose out based on their trust. I want everybody to get what they're supposed to get based on the fact that this is what we agreed to, this is what we're supposed to do, let's do it together. And we can shake hands, we can hug, we can fist bump, we can elbow, whatever the new thing is, but I at least need to make sure that I want to make sure that the butts are covered. I can be the bad guy in that sense, because some people like, who told you to do that? I'll take that. It was me. Hi. if I have to, but it shouldn't be necessary because people should be used to doing business as such as they go forward. So fingers crossed, knock on wood.
I think it'll happen. I think that a lot of indie wrestlers are smartening themselves up, so to speak, and realizing that, hey, this is, wrestling's on an upswing. Even with the Rona popping off and stopping
Yeah.
everything, wrestling has been on an upswing for the past few years, and it's still on an upswing. It's becoming cool to be involved in wrestling again, and I think that this generation of wrestlers is really taking notice that, hey, especially with social media being what it is, like, y'all, I press 2 buttons and we're live on YouTube. It's gonna take 2 more taps and it's gonna be shared out to the whole world. You know what I mean? So just that simple, and just that easy. And to go back to the topic of the day, what you put out is what's going to be out there. So, if Tevin and I had that little discussion earlier, with everything we're trying to do and everything that I do personally, if I know I'm going to try to be here, there, or everywhere, I know certain stuff I just can't say. I can't say it and I can't do it. That's just what it is. No matter how I personally feel, some stuff I just have to keep at my kitchen table. And that's just that. You know what I mean? Who has been, other than Lala, who has been one or some of your favorite performers on the indie scene to watch?
Oh my gosh, you're trying to get me hurt, sir. I can't say.
If
I
they say
can't.
something, say something to me. Because if you don't say who I think you're gonna say, and he want to say something to me, my DMs are open.
Wait, who you think I'm about to or not about to say?
Lala know exactly.
All right, I'm gonna be. Here's my devil's advocate, and I'm sorry, it's getting dark in here, so I'm gonna walk and turn on the light. Here's my devil's advocate. I love absolutely positively everybody on the Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment roster, guys and girls. They are hands down phenomenal. These are folks who I see day in, day out, work hard, and just they. If you've never seen an AWE, not AEW, but if you've never seen an AWE show, by all means, I'm gonna plug IWTV again. Go ahead, hashtag ATL for the free trial. Watch. Everybody there is kick ass, okay? Just like beyond. I've watched, I watched so many people. I love Su Young. Su Young, I know people will say Impact, but she does indie dates, or she has done indie dates. Love her to death. There's who? I mean, what?
Lala, you gotta get that comp check.
Team partners.
Oh,
oh yeah, she is your tag team partner. Aren't you guys champs someplace?
Oh my god! I can't
Yeah.
Yes, we go. WSU World Tag Team Champions. Yes.
Right.
Oh my god! Look how that works out.
I mean, no shameless plugs here. I go different places and I see so many people. Effie is phenomenal. Effie is somebody who I think, Effie is daddy, first of all, but Effie's somebody who has the business portion of independent wrestling down pat. He also has a mean merchandise game. You want to talk mean merchandise game? The Carnies. Nick Iggy, Carrie Awful, and Trip Cassidy. The three of them together are powerhouses. Individually, they're great. But these guys, these are people who, man, I saw Nick Iggy literally sell a table that was not his. Okay? And I was just like, that's not even your table. Somebody bought it just because he touched it. It was ridiculous. But this is the kind of business and the kind of like pizzazz that he has, and I'm just like, well, damn, I'm done with life because you can't top that. Okay, you gonna sell somebody a table? I don't know how they're gonna walk out this building with it because it belongs to the building. But
Right.
okay, hey, I asked no questions other than okay, how much did you sell it for? Good job.
Right. Because that's something there.
I again, I go so many places. There's so many promotions. Action wrestling I have to talk about. In gosh, Tyrone, Georgia, Matt Griffin is promoter, but he brings in a lot of guys and girls locally and outside. He'll bring in people and to work with the guys and girls there. Everybody's so good in indie wrestling. I go to Fest. Fest has got a great roster. I'm up here in the DC area, and I'm gonna butcher the name of this company because I can't think of it right now. Pro Wrestling something or other, but they do shows out of a brewery, DC Brow. They're got a good roster. Faye Jackson's on their roster. Billy Dixon's on their roster. O'Shea Edwards is on their roster. I'm missing somebody else who I really, really like, but a ton of talented guys and girls. Like even in the indies, if you're not good, and I don't want to say that meaning I'm like, or whatever, but I've seen people's first match and I've watched their progression. So even if you're not the best right now, I've watched people put in the work and get better and better, where I'm like, I'm proud and impressed. Like I can name somebody who's been on AEW television. I watched her first match and I was like, yikes. It was yikes. I watch her now. She's putting the work in. She's done the work. She's got on television. She's not resting on that. She's still trying to get better and better. And that right there is kind of the heart and soul of indie wrestling, where you're not going to just stop. You're going to continue to train. You're going to continue to ask people questions. She came to me and was like, hey, did you see my last match? What do you think? Nope. This girl's on TV. Why you're asking me, That's the kind of person that, and the kind of spirit that everybody has, where they want that feedback, they want that knowledge, they want those eyes looking and helping them to get better, those honest critiques to say, hey, this was great, this needs work. Everybody who I mentioned and then some, I think on the indies, they have that in them. I've not run across too many bad eggs and apples that just don't want to hear it or above it all, and that's a good thing.
Unfortunately, we have, and I ain't gonna say their name, but shout out to the boys who feel like they don't need to ask anybody how their match is, or what could they do better. Ooh. But then you on Facebook complaining about nobody outside of your home show book you. Okay, whatever.
And see those, even those bad eggs, if I come across them, if I've made a relationship with them or what have you, I'll try to, because everybody in indie wrestling is an independent artist. Artists are especially sensitive. Nobody wants to hear that their brushstroke was not the best, that you did not like their color palette and the combination that they put together. It's heartfelt for the most part. They should be putting their heart into it, because they're definitely putting their bodies into it. Part of my specialty is to kind of take that person, and as I speak with them and I see what wavelength they're on, and to kind of come at them a different way, because you get people shaking a finger at you or rotating or snapping or just saying, oh, you suck, is going to come off the wrong way and not really how you may attend it. I come in with it and be like, hey, my gosh, how you doing? I'm going to baby it up some if they need that kind of extra little babying. Some people want you to, that lady right there would rather you give it to her straight up and be like, hey, tell me if this was trash. Be like, all right, that was trash, but yeah, she would rather you give it to her straight and not sugarcoat it. So but there is so many different personalities, and again, there's such artists that I never want to rain on the parade. So even the bad ones, they can be good. It just takes the proper way to approach them and to try to get them to see what you see, or at least to recognize in themselves, you know what, I could have did this better. I look at my stuff, I listen to my stuff back, and I go, oh God, I was off the rails there. Better reel it
Right.
back in. And I'm not, nobody should be above that, you know, listening to critiques, or at least going back and looking at your own work and going, yeah, that wasn't the best, I could do better.
Yeah, it's just that you know, that I personally have experienced people who have told me that because I'm not a wrestler, that they're not going to take my advice, or they're not going to ask me for advice. And I kind of understand that to a degree. I'm not in there throwing my body around. You're right, and I'm not planning to. But
But on
at
the
the
same
same
token, you're a fan and you're paying
right,
money. You're buying a ticket. Your butt is in the seat. Well, as long as you're not coming with disrespect, an opinion is an opinion. Whether I feel it's valid or invalid, I should at least go, okay, thank you. Look at it, listen to it, let it swish around, and either take the advice or don't. But don't just throw off the advice. That's the worst.
Yeah.
As a fan, somebody comes at me like that, I'm not buying your merch. I'm not pushing your merch. I'm not retweeting you. I'm not following you. I'm not telling people about shows that you're on. If you are in the ring at a particular time and I'm at a show, I'm going to the bathroom or getting a drink during your match. I'm
yep,
turned off. This is not a business about turning people off. You should be trying to get them to totally and completely buy in. Like I said, Nikki sold a table, not because of the fact that it was a decorated table. He touched it. He had people so invested, so bought into him, that whatever he touched was sellable. That's
yeah.
what you should look at as a wrestler, no matter what. Like, if you want to take a critique or not, just don't be above it all. Nobody's above it all. Sorry, I'm talking.
No, you're fine.
No,
Hey,
we
I
love it.
love Mika. I feel like I could talk to you for 8 hours straight and
Right.
never get tired. Ma'am,
You
Lala,
just
are
make
you
my
okay?
job a lot easier. What? I'm
Are
fine.
you
She make
okay?
my job easier all the time. I just chill. I almost went to sleep and just said, nigga, you take over for. I'm just gonna chill here. I'm gonna let you do
No.
it. Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Mika always makes my job easier. Mika makes my job hella easier. I just like, you know what, Mika, just
I feel like that's a
But,
good sign. Like, that's a sign of somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, though. They can make the job easier. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's
And
about.
much respect to you for that.
Thank
For everything
you.
that you do in the business. Much respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did
Thank
you
you.
have you gotten your thing together? Whatever you have. Oh God.
Oh, I sure
We're good.
do.
Let's hear it.
I'm excited
What we got?
about
What we got?
All right, Mika. We're gonna call this the speed challenge round.
I think somebody calling me. I gotta go.
No, we're gonna call this is you real or is you not?
Oh Jesus!
Oh boy.
I can tell you, I'm not already. Just not.
Mika said I'm not. I'm not.
All right. Are you ready?
First of all, you said, "Is you real?" Then I look down. I'm not. Okay. Go ahead.
If you look
I
down
used
and you
to
look at their
can.
booties, I think that's real. I mean, they can't get no realer than that. I mean, them
I
booties
used
are
to can.
thick.
Now I cannot.
I think my mama calling me. What? Okay.
No, she ain't calling. All right.
Okay.
Hot or cold?
Hot. I hate the cold.
Hard or soft?
Hard. That way I can't break it. Oh, am I not supposed to give explanations? I'm sorry. Wait.
WWF.
No,
Nope.
girl, yes,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
give explanations. That's
Okay.
ruthless realness right there.
Okay, sorry. What was the question? I'm sorry.
WCW or WWF?
Ooh, WCW.
Yes, Mika.
Mortal Kombat or Guitar Hero?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make that noise. Oh, this is hard. That's like picking your favorite child. You know this about me too. Mortal Kombat. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, y'all good.
Okay, cool.
Did she answer?
Mortal
Yeah, Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat. Did you miss the whole thing?
Oh, okay.
She just heard me screaming, and she
No,
used to me
because
screaming just nonsense. So
I just laughed. So this is where it's gonna really get good. Jimmy Havoc or chicken wings?
What's up,
Look at her
gang?
face. Look at her face. Look at her face.
now, remember earlier when I said I didn't wrestle because I hurt? You just hurt my heart, and I feel like I should buckle up.
So while she trying to answer, let me explain this to you. Jimmy Havoc is Mika's wrestling crush. She would marry that
Oh,
man, and we would never
really?
see Mika ever again. Yes, but Mika also loved chicken wings, so I really thought this would be great to say she has to pick either Jimmy Havoc or chicken wings. So that's why she's just stuck right now. It's amazing. Either
Okay.
way, both people would know what that mouth would do, like regardless. But that's nor here nor there.
Wow,
Respectfully,
Jesus Lord.
I
go
just
ahead.
want to
Jimmy
add there
Havoc
is
or
a
chicken
wing stop
wings?
down the street. You know,
Lemon
Look at
pepper
so
wings.
you
Aja.
know.
Hi, Aja.
I'm trying to tell y'all,
Hi,
lemon
Aja.
pepper
Hi, Aja.
wings.
I'm
Aja, we
going
gotta get
to
you on here. We gotta
I
get
just
you
yes.
want
on
to
this
kind of push
show
Jimmy
ASAP,
Havoc
Aja.
aside and be the new crush. Just
Real
want to.
quick,
Listen,
happy
he's
belated
he's
birthday
an
to Aja's
impossible
boyfriend
crush.
Bernard.
I
Like
Happy
understand.
belated birthday, and also happy
yes.
birthday to Aja's mom. Happy birthday to Aja's mom
Happy
today. Hey,
birthday.
mama, we love y'all. Okay, had to get it. She responded.
I see. Okay. I'm gonna have to, for my sanity's sake, because is crush worthy as Mr.
She
Havoc
about to cry.
is.
Look at her.
Yes. I feel that he would be trailing blood all over the place from all his death matches. And blood is hard to get out of stuff. Not that I have any experience with death matches and blood and dead bodies and all that. None, zero experience. So I'm gonna have to go to the chicken wings.
Ain't nobody
It was
got
tough.
time to be trying to get no
Oh,
blood out of
I'm
nothing.
gonna tweet this
He
on
wore
Twitter and say,
white.
Jimmy Havoc,
He
she
wore
traded you
white.
in some chicken
He wore
wings.
all white and it's
I'm,
all bloody. Like you
but
can't get those spots out.
I understand what Mika's saying. He's one of those. He's like one of those just impossible crushes. Like it's just not.
Right.
You know,
Oh
That's
no,
I
I think y'all about to like
I got a
this.
couple of them.
that's
I bet
chicken
you
wings gonna
have.
be with me
You and
forever.
Mika
But
probably got a lot of stories. Mm. Mm-hmm.
is it? I was
Mm-hmm.
down here
All
because
right, yeah. So real quick, because Mika, I don't think Mika went back and listened. Last week we had my baby brother, Joe Black, in the building, and he cut a by far ruthless promo on
Ooh.
coronavirus. It
Mm.
was amazing. So right now, Mika, you have to commentate as if you were watching Joe Black beat up coronavirus.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
Oh God. Okay. Because I thought you was gonna have me
Are
do
you
a promo,
ready?
and I'm like,
Oh
yes.
no. Next time you come on, I will because like she looked like she was gonna die. Do you see her face? She looked like she was
She's
gonna be
like, wait a
like,
minute.
this man is getting his no
Where are you about to go, girl?
I was in distress. Like, wait a minute. You want me to cut a promo after Joe Black? What kind of death wish you trying to give me?
Hello.
Whoa.
So here we are. Ding ding. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Get That Virus Showdown. I am your host, Ruthless with the Mark and I boys. And at the moment of time, we have by far the best commentator, Mika Villas. What is Mika? How you doing? All right, lovely. Her boobs are here and they came to play. All right, baby. Okay. Mika, go ahead and talk to us about what we're watching right now. We have Joe Black versus the coronavirus. Mika, explain what we are witnessing right now.
Okay, so this one started off hot and heavy. Joe Black came out, did not wait for the bell. He attacked coronavirus like coronavirus owed him money. Coronavirus is balled up in the corner right now, and Joe, Jesus Christ, Joe is stomping. He's stomping on coronavirus's head. The ref needs to get in there and pull. The ref is allowing this. The ref is backed off. Joe looked at the ref like, if you touch me again, I will kill you. And I honestly think he might kill the ref. The ref is letting this go. The ref is saying, no rules. Oh, Joe Black, no rules, coronavirus. Corona just rolled out of the ring right now. Corona needs to get the hell out of here. Corona is just sitting around right now, crawling around outside the ring, and Joe Black is on the hunt. He is stalking right now. Wait a minute. Wait, Joe just walked into the crowd. He picked up a chair. Joe Black has a weapon. Joe Black is a weapon in himself, ladies and gentlemen. The man, if you watch his workouts, he is an absolute beast. He calls himself a god, and he right now is about to smite coronavirus with that cheer. Ah! Holy sh! Did you hear that cheer shot? It just reverberated. Coronavirus, I don't know if it has a spine. I don't know if it has any vertebrae left after that, but Joe Black is decimating coronavirus with that cheer. Somebody, anybody, I'm telling you, we need to call this off. Get the police, get the mayor, get Wolverine or somebody. I don't know. Stop Joe Black. He is literally going to murder coronavirus right now. I am done. This is over. Coronavirus is dead and gone. We've witnessed here I don't know if I can even say. We just witnessed a murder. We're all going to be accessories to this crime. Y'all are just sitting here clapping, and he just killed this thing. Okay, fine. We're all going to jail, but Joe Black is the hero because coronavirus is dead.
Hey, beautiful.
Listen at me. I need for Mika to commentate my life because I don't know how in the hell you managed to make that so damn entertaining.
This is awesome. Don't come from Mika.
Thank you, Aja. I love Aja. Thank you. And Aja, I tried to do my eyebrows too.
Aja.
So crazy proud of Aja for everything that she's doing.
Yes.
But man, listen, Mika,
That was great shit.
That was amazing.
I don't know.
Amazing is an understatement.
We got a fire promo last week. Now we got
some really great commentary
this week.
And I did that sober.
Commentary. Oh wow!
I haven't even drank anything yet. Just imagine that. The commentary flows when I drink.
If everything goes well, next week we will be sitting, and I don't understand how we might have to have Mika come back to be Switzerland, but next week, if everything goes good, we will be sitting down with the Supreme Leader, the HNIC of AWE, the Hennessy God himself,
Two finger salute.
No, we will. No, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. That's not. See. Every time I go to give him a little bit of respect, you just stick your two fucking fingers up and just fuck up all the church's money.
I'm sorry.
I got to be neutral because everybody can whoop my ass. So I don't know.
So
I like turtles.
Trying to sit down with Uno next Friday, and as you know, Uno is doing this thing to where if you send him $10 to his Cash App and a name of a wrestler, he will roast the shit out of them. So for anybody that is listening and paying attention, I am going to see if we can get this situated. If we can, we will have Uno here live next week. And so if there's some wrestlers you want to get roasted, I would suggest you hit up his Cash App and tune in because that shit is gonna be redonkulous. We can keep it going. Like I really don't agree to, but what is there two Mikas?
Yeah, things happen. It's okay. We're good.
Sorry.
So I would say tune in because we have some people coming up that is gonna shock y'all, and like I can't give it away now. Just know to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe because you're not gonna want to miss. We're only episode 2,
and we already got all this super hot fire popping off.
Okay, and then we got Mika, in uphill, then AKA Miss What That Mouth Do. You know what I'm saying, Mika? So look. Since I got Miss What That Lariat Do, I feel like you should get a tattoo. I mean, nowhere near your face, but like maybe like where the boobs are, and it says "What That Mouth Do," and have like little chicken wing tears, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the chicken wing twerking, twerking,
ma'am,
twerking.
Please,
and she's
not gonna deal with you.
But her face is hilarious though. Mika left. No.
Oh, unfortunately, we lost Mika, but it's okay because we got all the goodness out of Mika that we could get. Thank you, Mika, for joining us on the second episode. Now, you said Jimmy Havoc versus chicken wings, and I thought Mika was about to die. Like She legit looked like, why?
I wish somebody would have took a picture of it so we could like put it up.
Oh, don't worry. It's going up on YouTube. So somebody can screenshot it, somebody can make GIFs and all of that good stuff. Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the second episode of the Ruthless Realness podcast.
We gotta pause. No, we just can't do that. We gotta give our thoughts. You know, we just can't just leave. What's wrong with y'all? I know you tired. Come on now, get it together.
I wasn't gonna just leave. That was the introduction to the ending of the show.
Oh, was it?
So everyone knows we're at the tail end of the show. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I had a good time this week, man.
Where's Brian?
You can't take these fools nowhere. You can't take these fools nowhere. Again, thank you so much for Mika to Mika Villas for joining us. I had a good time this week. Did y'all have a good time?
That was a good time, man. I definitely shot my shot and went swish. Yeah, I can't wait for the whole wing contest and all that.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. You know, like everybody I bring on, because like I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, you know, like we had Joe Black, like give this dope ass promo, you know, and then I was like, you know, it would have been fun to try to get Mika to do a promo, because y'all have no idea that shit would have been.
Well,
oh, she's back.
I was like, I want to hear her do like commentating. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like, hello.
I had to run away because you scared me.
Oh, you know what? Since you're back, Mika, you know, before we leave and we, before we leave, I would like you to also give a commentary of Jimmy Havoc versus the Chicken Wings in a Mika on a pole match. Whoever gets
Can I be
the referee?
Match. Yes.
I want to be the referee.
Yes, you can be the referee. You can be the referee. You're the referee. Yes.
It would go against everything that I stand for to be on a pole. Okay.
Look,
that
like
right
there. Okay, so we got Jimmy Havoc, Chicken Wings.
I would be such a biased ref.
Kevin's a referee. This is not good.
They both fighting for her love. Actually, you might as well call it a triple threat, because Kevin gonna turn in his contract and say he a wrestler now. So you know what I'm saying? It's a no holds barred.
In my back pocket. It's in my back pocket. I'm pulling double duties. I'm a referee and a wrestler. You hit me, you're disqualified. Out of here. Get him out of here.
I used to can. Now I cannot.
But now I
with
cannot.
Any of y'all. Yes. Now I cannot. Mika.
All the cans that I got right now, okay? Just like
gone. Just gone. Every single can that I used to have,
they went, you know what? They went to charity. Yep.
Mika,
before we start this commentating, Mika, hold on. Before we start this commentating, Mika, Jordan, is there some shout outs you want to give before we
I want to shout out Chicken Wings. Especially lemon pepper. I 10 piece, fry hard, extra crunchy, extra wet. I want to shout out to everybody who's been watching who watched the first episode, who's watched this one, who's still rocking with us. Thank y'all so much. I want to shout out to everybody who has stood up and stood out against the bullshit of the day. Like I said, we're not going to give him much more, but shout out to everybody who's out here really standing up and standing out against that nonsense. Shout out to
gonna be the hot ass mess of the week.
Shout out to what else do I want to shout out? Shout out to all the essential workers out there. We tired, but we making it happen. Shout out to Teddy Grams. Shout out to The Color Red. Shout out to shout out to you who need to slide in my DMs. Shout out to the world. To the world. Yeah, shout out to the whole world, but shout out to specifically some
Okay.
Anyway,
Tevin.
yeah.
Tevin.
No, sorry.
Shout out to my other half, my tag team partner, my compadre, the global icon and the national treasure himself. I'm talking about Jordan McClain. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to the lovely Ruthless Lala. And shout out to my new crush, Mika.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
I mean, yeah, that too. You know, as long as you near him.
Oh
you know?
God.
Mika, would you like to give some shout outs?
We're
getting all our shout outs, and then we're going to let you take us out with this amazing commentary about as Jimmy Havoc and chicken wings and the referee turned wrestler Tevin tries to fight over the love for Mika Villas. You goddamn right, I'm gonna make her do it respectfully though. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my work hubby. You mentioned him earlier, Danny Danger. We are Wrestling Cutest commentary team. I miss doing commentary at live shows, so shout out to everybody hanging in there. Hang in there, guys. It's going to get better. Shout out to everybody who's missing wrestling, who wants to get out there and be in the middle of it. We all do. We're all in this together until the world gets back to normal. Let's keep playing on La Switch. Let's keep playing our video games. Let's keep drinking responsibly. And just, reaching out in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, because we don't know what time is up and what time is down, to just, talk to everybody. Just we're getting each other through it. So let's keep our, creative juices flowing, keep doing promos, keep putting out content, just keep hanging in there. That goes out for everybody. Keep hanging in there. So there we go.
Shout out real quick to my brothers. Oh, this is gonna be great. I can't wait for this. Shout out to Eric Silva. Shout out to Aaron Black. Shout out to Austin Towers. Shout out to Trevor Aon. Shout out to D Path. Left hand path. I have my right hand up. Y'all know who I'm trying out to, y'all. So don't get in y'all feelings. Shout out to AWE, WSU, SWF, 127, Queens of Combat, BCW. Shout out to those promotions for letting me come in and just be as ruthless as possible. Shout out to Dark Clouds, the Get Bundles, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole nother crew, but that's the bro. Always have mad love for him. Shout out to my squad, EOW's finest, Mike Cobb, Caden Sade, Matt Madison, Josh Crow. The list goes on of amazing wrestlers who honestly are being overlooked. Shout out to my mother and my kids, Keisha and Charlotte. I love y'all with all my heart. Shout out to Jordan and Tevin and real quick. Shout out to Mika. A lot of people don't know and understand that when I decided to play couch roulette in Georgia, Mika was the person that was there that provided her by far amazing couch with amazing fan, to help me get to where I needed to get to. And Mika is not just a friend, she's family, she's a sister. She has been there for me in times to where it was really hard for me to even want to ask anybody for help or lean on. And Mika has always been part of my rock, and I will forever love her and be grateful and blessed and appreciative to have her in my life. And last but not least, man, I always end it, say the best for last. Shout out to my best friend. Like I said, him and Mika would be my rocks. They're my Eminem because both their name starts with an M, so they're my Eminem. Shout out
I see what you did there.
Best friend. You see what I did there? They're my Eminem. Shout out to Mike Cobb, my best friend and tag team partner. I can't wait for all this pandemic to get lifted so I can go back to watching them kick people in the face and tell them to eat shit. Respectfully. Now.
Can we not? That was a beautiful thing. I think we should end it right there. Nope. That was wondrous.
Nope. Now we're going to end it with the amazing commentary from Mika watching the match where it's Tevin Wilson versus Chicken Wings versus Jimmy Havoc in a Mika on a pole match, the person who gets the contract first wins Mika's love for eternity.
This gonna
So
be good.
Eternity, this turned into a
anyway,
vampire.
So basically, she's making Mika decide
Jackson.
between.
Shout out to Aja. I'm so sorry. I love you, Aja. Mwah, 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 mwah. You know, Aja Bernard. I love y'all. Mwah, mwah. Shout out to Jackson.
Rough,
Love you too.
rough.
Shout out to my brother. Okay.
Oh God. I don't even know how we got here.
I'm so sorry, Mika. I'm so sorry.
I know this is so like uncomfortable.
And-
She's on the hot seat.
And it's okay because I go with my life in wrestling is on the hot seat, so it's cool.
I
I'm
understand.
gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it while I'm sober.
This is good.
Had a drink in me, I'd be like, all right, cool. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling this match while I'm apparently on a pole. I don't understand how I got here right now, but this match is between Chicken Wings and Jimmy Havoc, and apparently I don't know if I'm the side dish. I don't know if I'm the main. I don't even want to say what I think, but I'm on a damn pole right now, and the ref Tevin is looking at me. Ring the bell. Let's get this over with. Don't. God, I'm glad I'm in pants and not a skirt. Okay, let's go. We're getting this one underway, and Chicken Wings is just kind of laying there. Jimmy Havoc is like looking at Chicken Wings funny, and Tevin is looking at Jimmy. Whoa, what is the ref doing? The ref just took Chicken Wings and threw it into Jimmy Havoc's face. Those are lemon pepper wings, man. Those are spicy. The spice on lemon pepper wings, they're in Jimmy's eyes. I mean, this guy's a death match specialist, but nobody's ever used lemon pepper wings in a match before. Jimmy's eye, I think he's blonde right now, and his pole is uncomfortable, but it's not about me right now. The ref just pulled out. Is this a briefcase? Is it cashing in? Are you cashing in? Can somebody get me off this damn pole? Okay, look. Okay, Jimmy's down. The ref is putting boots to Jimmy Havoc. He is taking his face now and smearing it in the lemon peppers. There's grease. The grease from the wings are all over Jimmy Havoc's face. They're dripping down his. Oh my God, I like chicken wings, but this is disgusting. Chicken Wings is out of this. Jimmy Havoc the ref is. Stop looking at me like that. What is happening right now? Can anybody help me? Can you just count? Can I count? Can we get Jimmy Havoc is getting up now. Oh hell, Jimmy Havoc is using the Chicken Wings now. He just threw the ref into the Chicken Wings. I heard bones crunch. I don't know if it was the ref. I don't know if it was the Chicken Wings. This is just ridiculous. Okay, Jimmy Havoc right now. Oh, he's going out of the ring. Maybe he's gonna leap. No, he's going under the ring. What is he getting? What is that? What the hell? That's an air fryer. Jimmy Havoc has an air fryer. I don't know what is happening right now. Who puts an air fryer under a wrestling ring? Could you please tell me that? And could you get me off this pole? Okay, look, Jimmy Havoc is got wings right now. He's snapping the drumettes from the little wing part. Oh, can you hear the crack? That is disgusting. The ref is getting up slowly, but Jimmy Havoc. Is that grease in there? Jimmy Havoc is dropping. Oh God, that is the sound. That bones breaking and crunching. I mean, that usually happens when I eat chicken wings, but this is a whole different story right now. Okay, Jimmy Havoc is taking these little pepper wings. He's tossing them in the air fryer. I think there's grease in there. Oh God, no, don't plug it up. No, Jimmy Havoc just I don't know. Did he fry? Did he electrocute? Did he? Has anybody ever fried an opponent before? This is amazing. This is bad. This is horrible. The ref is up. Wait a minute. Here we go. A schoolboy. The ref is counting his own pin. 1, 2. Oh, nope. Jimmy Havoc kicked out. I'm not cheering for anybody. Could somebody get the wings out of the grease? Were they overcooked, please? Oh, Jesus. This is horrible. This is bad. Oh, crap. I can get off the pole myself. Sweet. I don't have daddy issues. I can get off the pole anytime I want to. All right, cool. So I'm gonna get off this pole. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all can fight. I'm Mika Villas. This is the end of the match for me. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, that was amazing.
Yes, that was great.
All my cans are completely gone. I used the can. I don't think I ever will.
Shout out to Raphael King. Every time Baron Black has a birthday, bro, look, Look at that.
Oh
On
man,
that note,
that's
ladies
nah.
and
You're not.
gentlemen,
Hold on, y'all
we
not gonna
have
do my
had
boy like that. Y'all not
we
gonna do
have
my
had
boy like
an
that.
absolutely awesome show. We love every single one of y'all. For Mika, for Lala, for Tevin, and for myself. Make sure y'all subscribe. Follow all of us on all the social media. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Ma'am, I swear to you.
Mika, thank you again for being
Thank you,
on the
Thank you
guys.
show.
so much.
This was fun. This was so much fun. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
He said it was
I'm gonna
from
drink
last
now.
year. He said it
Hey,
so fast.
You take care.
are out. Thank y'all so
Stay
much.
Mika.
We out.
Stay Mika.